ज्ञानातिन्दस्य ज्ञानजनाश्लाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। पूजा श्रीगुरुवर्गवन्दित महोपवन्दितयो सदा सर्वपर्यपरम्परप्रचलितप्रचक्रमूर्तकृतेः भक्तिर्निर्मला निर्जरस्सनिगतं संरापकं सादरं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवमनन्तशीर आचार्यवर्यं निजं प्रभाविष्टशोपुरकं मृगनेरशीषसम्भृतं चिन्त्य समस्तगरनिपुणं श्रीरूपपदानुगं गोविन्दाभीतमुज्ज्वलं भरतं भक्त्यन्वितं सुन्दरं वन्दे विश्वगुरुं च दिव्यभगवत्प्रेम्णहि बीजप्रदम् देवं दिव्यतनं सुचन्दवदनं बलार्कचलञ्चितं चन्द्रानन्दपुरं सदेकवर्णं वैराग्यविद्यमुदिं श्रीसिद्धान्तनिधिं च भक्तिरसितं सारस्वतनम्बरं वन्दे तं शुभदं मदेकशरणं यशस्वरं श्रीगुरुं श्रीसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीतीर्थो गौर्यो गुरुवन्वये पाठभानुरिव प्रबद्ध गगने योगौरकीर्तनः आयबालटिमिङ्गिलो दरगत्तन्नुदित जीवानिमानि कृष्ण प्रेम शिदाप्ति गहानसुतं तदप्रभुं तं भजे पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो विष्णुभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्नि पुरस्ते नमः। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णा भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवचे नमो नमः। आत्मनत्व मंत्र गुरुन् गुरुन् भगवद्धार्तदन् व्यासं जगद्गुरुनत्व तत्त्वजयमुदीरये चाय सपरिकर शिशि गुरु गौरंग गंधर्व गोविंद सुंदर पाद पवनम जयस्तु। चाय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवशरि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So my humble Dandavats to all the devotees. Thank you all for joining us. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you all in this Zoom session today. Very auspicious day today. Today is Shri Guru Purnima. As you all know, it is the divine appearance of Srila Vyasadeva. Also, it is the divine disappearance of Srila Sanatana Goswami Prabhu. So, I was reading one of the lectures of Srila Charyadeva, and he was saying that on this day, on Guru Purnima day, we must always try to remember our Gurudev properly and pray to him that he may engage us in some service, more and more service. So that way we can make progress in our spiritual life. So on this day, we remember, we talk about divine pastimes of our gurus, listen to their lectures and try and glorify them from our hearts, like this. So today we will be reading from Sri Guru and His Grace. Actually, Parama Bhakti Didi will be reading from Sri Guru and His Grace, and we can have some discussions while reading. And also we will be playing some audio clips of Srila Charyadeva chanting, Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, Srila Gurudev chanting Sri Guru Charana Padma. And we also have an audio clip of Srila Sridhar Maharaj chanting the Mahamantra. We will try and share that later as well. Some of the audio clips are not that clear, but we'll try to listen to it and we'll also try and follow as well. So I'll now hand over to Parama Bhakti Didi, and we can share the screen of Sri Guru and His Grace, the descent of the revealed truth. We're reading from there.
I will be reading from my computer because then I can enlarge the letters a bit.
Sure.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes, Didi, we can hear you.
Didi.
Yeah, just checking. Descent of the revealed truth. Krishna consciousness, the spiritual conception of the highest level, descends by flowing down from one level to the next. Just as from the peak of a mountain, the Ganges flows in a zigzag way from one peak to another. Sometimes the water of the Ganges mixes with the current of the river Saraswati. That water is not to be considered Ganges water. When the water of the Saraswati joins the current of the Ganges, it is considered to be Ganges water. When the two rivers meet, the water that flows away from the Ganges is not the Ganges. But when the Saraswati's water enter into the current of the Ganges, it becomes the Ganges. There is a saying that whatever water is deep within the current of the Ganges, river-bedded, is the real Ganges water. That water will purify us, whatever its position of origin may have been. The purifying potency of the water has nothing to do with the water we can feel and see. What can we see with our physical eyes? The current of the Ganges is pure. When the spirit and the sanction is there, it is a living thing and can purify everyone. That mantras. So the very gist of the Guru Parampara, the disciplic succession, is Shiksha, the spiritual teaching. And wherever it is to be traced, there is Guru. One who has the transcendental eye, the divine eye, will recognize the Guru wherever he appears. One who possesses knowledge of absolute divine love and purity, he is Guru. Otherwise, the Guru Parampara is only a body parampara, a succession of bodies. Then the caste Brahmins, the caste Goswamis will continue with their trade, because after body, they are getting the mantra, but their mantra is dead. We are after a living mantra. And wherever we can trace the living tendency for a higher type of devotional service, we shall find that there is our Guru. One who has that sort of vision awakened will be able to recognize the Guru wherever he may appear. I continue?
Maybe someone may have a question, or maybe someone like to comment maybe from the first part. We can maybe scroll up to the part about the Ganges. What is Srila Sridhar Maharaj trying to explain there?
Initiation into the mantra means to impart real knowledge and devotional sentiment from one to another. And that must be genuine. Nothing can be known about a homeopathic globule by an outer physical inspection, but the potency is within. So also within the mantra, the important thing is the type of thought or sentiment which is imparted through that sound. The impersonalists have got the same mantra and are also chanting the holy name of Krishna, but that sort of name will vanish in the Brahmajyoti. They won't be able to cross the Viraj, the river between the material and spiritual worlds. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when a Mayavadi chants the name of Krishna, his chanting of the name of Krishna is just like thunder to the holy body of Krishna. It does not produce any soothing effect. The Gaudiya Math deals with reality, not with the fame. We are trying to understand what is what in the principal thought world. We are not enchanted or captured by the mere form. We're interested in the step-by-step development in spiritual thought. In his Upadeshamrita 10, Srila Rupa Goswami has said, Karmi vyaha karito harehe prijataya vyaktim jayo jnaninas tebhyo jnana vimukta bhakti paramaha premaika nitas tata. Out of many materialists, one may be a philosopher. Out of many philosophers, one may become liberated and take to devotional service. Out of many devotees, one may attain pure love of Krishna. He is the best of all. We are interested in understanding this gradation. What is the Viraj river? What is the spiritual sky? The planet of Lord Vishnu, Shiva, the Vaikuntha world of Vishnu, Lord Rama, Ayodhya, and then Krishna in Dwaraka, Mathura, and Vrindavan. We want to know the realistic view of the whole gradation of devotional thought. Krishna shows this gradation in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, chapter 14, verse 15, where he says, Na tatha me prayatma atma jonir na shankaraha, na cha shankarsho na shrir, naivatma cha jata bhavan. Neither Brahma, nor Shiva, nor Shankarsana Vaikuntha, nor the goddess of fortune Lakshmi Devi, nor even my own self is as dear to me as you. You are my favorite, Uddhava. We have to follow the spirit. Otherwise, after Janavi Devi, the wife of Lord Nityananda, up to Vipin Goswami, from whom Bhaktivinoda Thakur took initiation, there's so many unknown lady gurus. Through them, the mantra came to Vipin Goswami, and from him, Bhaktivinoda Thakur received the mantra. We accept Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but should we count all those ladies in our disciplic succession? What was their realization? Any comment, or should I continue?
The important question that Srila Shira Maharaj is asking is like the realization coming through the succession, the Guru Parampara line. So the Lord can reveal his name to different personalities, and it can be passed on through different personalities. The main thing we need to understand is that who is giving the proper conception in the Guru Parampara. So we don't hear of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Guru. His name is being mentioned here by Srila Shira Maharaj, but we see his photo is not there in our Guru Parampara. So although he gave the name, but he's not giving the full conception as Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave it. So I think what we are reading here about this section called Dead Mantras, Srila Shira Maharaj is making the point here that we are after we are after the living mantra. We're not after some mantra that, where there's some material sound vibration that makes us feel all good. Like some of the yogis are busy practicing, they're practicing some type of mantra, they just want to feel good.
Can I ask a question related to that? Just to clarify then, so you're saying the dead, Srila Maharaj is saying then that the dead mantra is basically based on some material conception, and that a living mantra is coming from that current, from divine.
Yes. So we all know that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it is non-different from our Krishna. It's filled with all beauty, sweetness, and divine ecstasy. But who is giving that mantra? Where is the source? Where is it coming from? That is important. So that actual current that Srila Shira Maharaj is talking about here is what he was explaining, and the analogy he was using about the river Ganges, the very first part we read, the descent. So just like how the river Ganges is coming and flowing from the spiritual world, it is coming in a very special way. In that same way, the holy name of the Lord is also descending like that. It's coming from the spiritual world, coming through the heavens. And then it comes from one guru to another guru. So the real potency of the name is there within the heart of the guru. And when we come in contact with that specific guru, that bona fide guru, he will then reveal to us the real conception of the name, the real meaning of the name. So although many people are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, not everyone will know what is the highest meaning of the mantra. So what are the Gaudiya Vaishnavas following? What is their understanding of the mantra? The Shira Maharaj is saying here, very nice. It's actually, the explanation is found in our Kirtan guide, the yellow Kirtan guide. It says, in the name of Rama, within the Hare Krishna mantra, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas will find Radha Ramana Rama. That means Krishna who gives pleasure, Raman, Srimati Radharani. In our conception, the Hare Krishna mantra is a wholesale Krishna consciousness, not Rama consciousness or Ramachandra. Sri Chaitanya's highest conception of things is always Swayam Bhagavan, Krishna Leela, Radha Govinda Leela. That is the real purpose of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent and teachings. In that consideration, the Hare Krishna mantra does not mention the Rama Leela of Ayodhya at all. There is no connection with that in the highest conception of the Hare Krishna mantra. And he ends it very nicely here. This is something we all need to understand. He says, the inner conception of the mantra is responsible for our spiritual attainment. The inner conception of the devotee will guide them to their destination. So it is very important. What is our understanding of the mantra? That's where our destination will be. That's where it will take us. So very important to understand that. And you see, he also explains the different gradations. Shiva Loka, Vaikuntha, Ayodhya. Mathura, like that. So
Yeah, he also
different
says
destinations.
in the text, huh? So also within the mantra, the important thing is the type of thought or sentiment which is imparted. So that means that also some other sentiment or other thought can be imparted and can be transferred to somebody. That's why he makes this comparison with the homeopathic globule. It's not the globule, the outside, which is important, but what's the substance within the globule that will heal, or right, that person. It's very so very important who you receive the mantra from. With other words.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice.
Shall I continue?
Yes, please, Didi.
Slaves of the truth. We are slaves of the truth. We are beggars for the pure current of truth that is constantly flowing, the fresh current. We are not charmed by any formality. I will bow down my head wherever I find the river of nectar coming down to me. When one is conscious that the absolute truth is descending to him from the highest domain, he will think, I must surrender myself here. Mahaprabhu says to Ramananda Rai, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kena Noi, Yei Krishna Tattva, Veita Shai Guru Hoy. Wherever the truth appears, wherever the nectar of divine ecstasy descends, I shall offer myself as a slave. That is my direct concern. Whatever form it takes doesn't matter much. The form has some value. But if there's any conflict, the inner spirit of a thing should be given immense value over its external cover. Otherwise, if the spirit has gone away and the bodily connection gets the upper hand, our so-called spiritual life becomes sahaja, a cheap imitation. When we are conscious of the real substance of Krishna consciousness, the real wealth we are receiving from our spiritual master, then our spiritual life cannot be sahajism, imitationism. We must be aware enough to detect our Guru's advice when we find it in another. One who is awake will see, here is my Guru's advice. I find it here in this man. Somehow or other it has come here. How? I do not know, but I see my Guru's characteristics, his dealings and behavior in this person. When we are able to recognize a thing for its intrinsic value, then wherever we find it, we cannot neglect it. There is an example of this in an instance regarding Aurobindo Ghosh of Pondicherry. He was the first leader of the anarchist party and practically the founder of the revolutionary movement in Bengal. In 1928, a case against him was proceeding in Kolkata High Court. Famous attorney, Mr. Norton, was in charge of the prosecution. Aurobindo had absconded, and when the case was going on, he was not to be found anywhere. Norton was concerned how to find him. Aurobindo's English was very good English. He had been educated in England from childhood and could speak English even better than many Englishmen. Norton began to search through different papers and magazines for Aurobindo's writing. Finally, he found Aurobindo's style of writing in the Amrita Bazar Patrika, a Bengali newspaper. Here is Mr. Ghosh, he said. The editor of the Amrita Bazar Patrika was summoned to the court to find out whether Aurobindo Ghosh had written the article. Norton examined him. This is your paper. You must know who has written this article. You are the editor. Yes, I know. Do you know this man, Aurobindo Ghosh? Yes, I know him. I consider him to be one of the greatest men in the world. As the editor of this newspaper, do you know who wrote this article? Yes, I know. Has Mr. Ghosh written this article? I won't say. Norton asked him, do you know what is the punishment? Yes, 6 months imprisonment. You are ready for that? Yes, I'm ready for that. Holding up the newspaper article, Norton said, "Here is Mr. Ghosh. I rest my case." He saw Aurobindo in his writing, and in a similar way, we must see, "Here is my Gurudev." Our spiritual master would also sometimes say of one of his disciples who had departed, "Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to me, but I could not recognize him." Those whose divine vision is awakened are already seeing signs of divinity everywhere. Any comment or any? Somebody wants to add something?
It's very interesting how Srila Maharaj using the example of Aurobindo Ghosh.
Yes.
Through his writing, his style, he was detected, like that. Very nice
beautiful.
example being given. So same with our Guru Parampara line, how to detect the Guru who is giving the supreme conception of Mahaprabhu. There we see our Guru in him. And Srila Gurudev is writing in very nicely, he's writing Srila Guru Maharaj's Guru Arti. And the one verse I remember, Tomara Satirtha Varga Shabe Eko Mate, Rupa Saraswati Dara Dekke na Tomate. So he's saying, all your dear God brothers declare unanimously, they see within your holiness the line of Rupa Saraswati. So Gurudev is revealing to us this, that so many God brothers of Srila Shira Maharaj, they all exalted, they were preachers in the time of Srila Saraswati Thakur. But yet after the disappearance of Srila Saraswati Thakur, many of them, or should we say most of them, came to the lotus feet of Srila Shira Maharaj. Why was that? Because in him they saw the teachings, they saw the conception that was given by Saraswati Thakur. They saw it in him. The manner in which he was presenting the supreme conception of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the absolute consideration he was giving it. And it was so beautiful, so inspiring. It was attracting the hearts of all the sincere devotees. And so many of the devotees from around the world came to his lotus feet, and surrendered to him. And many of his god brothers took sannyas from him as well, And even though they were gurus in their own right and they were preaching, they would always come back and check with Srila Shira Maharaj if they were preaching, according to the proper conception. So we see this, in the teachings of our gurus, who is presenting the conception of Mahaprabhu. There is my guru, I can see it in him. Then I will place my head there at his lotus feet.
One Krishna in many gurus. We must have the vision to recognize the presence of our guru's temperament. Mahaprabhu says, Madhavendra Purira Sambandha Dhara Jani. When Mahaprabhu met in the Sanodiya Brahman, upon seeing his movements, he at once detected that this Brahman must have some connection with Madhavendra Puri. He said, without his connection, I could never find such symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. It must come from Madhavendra Puri. So we must know Krishna consciousness in truth. It is said, Acharyamam Vijayiniyam. The spiritual master is not to be differentiated. One thing is coming down from the Supreme Lord. So the oneness of continuity is not to be ignored. Guru can be here. Guru can be in another body also. The same teacher may come in a different body to inspire us. He may come to give us new hope and higher education. The substance should always be given higher value than the form. First, understand the degree of purity in Krishna consciousness. The followers of form are only imitationists. They want only to exploit Mahaprabhu and not to serve him. They are our worst enemies. They are traitors. They've taken the garb of Mahaprabhu Sampradaya and they're saying something bogus. This is cheap marketing. They're extensively selling adulterated things very cheaply. They have no inner necessity to attain the purest thing. Pujala Raga Pata Gaurava Bhange. Although he was such an exalted Vaishnava, our Guru Maharaj never presented himself as a great devotee. He always used to say, I am a servant of the Vaishnavas. That was his claim. And he would say, the higher devotees are my Guru. They're so exalted. First come and practice all these things, and then you can hope to reach the goal. It is not so easy or so cheap. Out of many liberated persons, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is extremely rare. Koti mukta bhache durlabha e Krishna bhakta. Krishna consciousness is an internal thing, and those who cannot see the internal truth will make much of the external cover. We do not support that. Rather, we are interested in the real spirit. All the opposing elements who are interested in the externals cannot touch us. Dogs may bark, but the barking of a dog has no importance. Because they make so much of the outer thing, they have no real purification of the heart to accept the pure thing, to discriminate what is purity or what is love of Godhead, prema, after which even Brahma and Mahadev aspire. That is the chapter.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank-
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Very
I thought maybe I could share some of the very interesting slides you sent. We can just read through that. It's really done so nicely. I thought people can maybe have a look at. And what you're saying basically is like summed up in this very nice slide. The first one you sent was this one here. This is relating to the river Ganges.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. There's the dirty water and then the clean water.
Yeah.
Not mixing at all. Amazing.
Yes.
So we're really saying there that even though we may see, when the river Ganges is flowing across India, and sometimes we may see some dirty things in the water. But no matter how dirty the water may appear, the spiritual nature of the Ganges water is never polluted. Very nice, amazing. And next one. Share this one here. I think it's this one here. Can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Maybe you can read that, Didi.
Wherever there is devotion and the correct consideration about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our Guru is there. Who is our Guru? He is not to be found in the physical form. Our Guru is to be traced wherever we find the embodiment of the pure thought and understanding which Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu imparted to save us. Sri Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj. Ki Jai.
Maybe I can share one more. The beautiful one here, Srila Gurudev, which is sent. Very nice.
The wealth of the devotee is exclusive devotion to Sri Guru. We all have so many seniors, and Vrindavan is the land of gurus, but Ananya Bhakti is exclusive absorption in devotion to my own Gurudev. So the Guru Maharaj taught this and practiced this, and we are to try to follow in that line. The Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj.
Jai.
Jai.
So it's very important for us to listen very carefully. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittati Kori. Make the teachings of the Guru one with your heart. Understand what he's saying, try and follow that. So he's saying Shri Guru Maharaj taught this and practiced it. So we are leading by example. If we can follow like this properly and try and listen to our Guru, surrender properly, and give honor always to everyone, and continue with our spiritual life, then we will not be cheated. We will not be cheated. We will always see the conception, or we'll always come in contact with that supreme conception of Mahaprabhu, irrespective whether it's in this lifetime or in the next lifetime. But by the grace of the Lord, our Guru will appear to us. And it's not like the very same Guru will appear in the next lifetime. No, it's not like that. Guru appears in an affinity of different forms to the sincere seekers. So the Lord can reveal himself through one deity. He can reveal himself through many deities. And the Lord can reveal himself through one devotee, one sadhu. He can reveal himself through many different sadhus. It all depends on your sincerity, how much you want to surrender and sacrifice for your guru and for. So like this. Depends on the devotee.
I found a very beautiful part in Revealed Truth. It's such an amazing book. I mean, it's just too much. If you read every chapter, you think, well, this can't beat this one, and it goes on and on. And can I read that part? It's a very beautiful part from Gurudev.
Sure, yes, please.
Yeah. When transcendental knowledge appears in our hearts by the will of Lord Krishna, we will develop the capacity to understand our eternal relationship with him. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, seeing a light bulb shining indicates it is connected to a power source. When we will see and understand things clearly in our heart, we will know we are connected with a source of divine power. It is only necessary for us to give that divine light clear entrance and a clean position in our heart. We are not in control of the flow of revelation, but if we are faithful, submissive, and surrendered, then we can attract revelation's flow and feel its presence in our hearts. And when the descending flow of transcendental knowledge wants to reveal itself in our heart, it must reveal itself. We will not be able to check it actually. That's from the Revealed Truth from Amnaya, the chapter Amnaya.
Beautiful. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you so much, Didi. Yes.
Would any of the devotees like to say a few words in honor of our Gurudevs? You're welcome to. Praneshwari, Didi?
Jai, dhanavats to everyone. I would like to share a little note written by Shripad Tyagi Maharaj in 2011. He says, once we heard from Srila Gurudev, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mass is governed by the law and affection. And the law and affection is that everyone is fully submissive and surrendered to Guru out of attraction and appreciation for his mercy, for his sweetness, for what the Guru is revealing in their hearts. It is motivated and inspired by that love and affection that we adhere more and more strictly or strongly to the word of Sri Guru. And through Sadhu Sangha, we have the chance to participate in that type of high voltage, real-time experience of sweet love and affection. So he was speaking from his heart on an address the year after Srila Gurudev parted in 2010. I wanted to share that beauty. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. That was very sweet. Thank you. Parshana Rani, you wanted to say a few words?
Dandavats. Well, I was fortunate enough to share some personal time with Srila Acharya when I was in India. And one of my favorite moments was when Acharya asked me to join him to go for a preaching program. So it was my first time that I was with him. And we traveled on in his personal car, and we went to a village. It was very exciting to see how the local Indians always show so much of affection to Srila Acharya, where the local men used to stand out and garland him, and the ladies used to come out and blow conch shells. And it was a beautiful program that we had that day. The same day we went to Tarakeshwara. It was my first time there. The temple was still under construction. So Srila Acharya was looking through all the rooms and making sure that the carving of the deities and all was going well. From there, which was the most exciting for me, was Srila Acharya knew that we were gonna not make it in time to eat the night's prasadam. So amazingly, on the highway, he stopped at this restaurant, and all of the devotees got shocked, thinking, what are we doing here now? So he walked right in and he sat down and he told us, I like to eat masala dosa, but you all need to listen to me because you all can't order what you all want. You all have to listen to what I'm going to order. So it was about 6 of us, and he ordered for all of us masala dosa. But it was so nice because I got to see Acharya making jokes with all of us, and he was so relaxed. And it was such a fun experience. And then going back home, some of the younger devotees were doing these shadow puppets in the car. And it was so fascinating to see Acharya that he just sat and he laughed at all of this. And we did reach in Navadvip a bit late, but that experience was very nice. Dandavad.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Thanks. Masala dosa.
Yes.
Anyone else would like to say a few words? Okay, I'd like to read a verse quickly. Just 1 second. All glories to our Guru Varga and Dandavat pranams to everyone. I would like to read a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. After wandering up and down the universe for many lifetimes, one who is very fortunate comes to devotional life by the mercy of the spiritual master and Krishna. From this verse, we can see how fortunate we are to have reached the holy lotus feet of our Srila Gurudev. Our Gurus gave us new life. I cannot express in words what the feeling was when the transaction of initiation was taking place, but what I can say that it was magical. We are forever grateful for the wonderful teachings which we hold very dear to our hearts. In the midst of all the chaos, we are to understand the meaning of the teachings of our beloved Gurudev. We should try to show more love, affection, and respect. What our Gurudev gave to us is sweet and beautiful, and we should try to nurture that so that we can progress in a proper way. Even though we are so fallen, our Gurudev has given us a chance to engage in some service to our Supreme Lord. Everything in this illusionary environment is temporary. The only real thing is our service to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Gurudev saw good in everyone, and we should do the same. Irrespective of what the other person is doing or saying, we should do some introspection ourselves and rectify our faults. It's time for us to dive deeper and try to experience the beauty that does exist, Krishna consciousness. It's an individual journey, and we should always desire to have good association and strong faith to assist us in our journey. Our spiritual SES Math family is so beautiful, and we need to clear our vision to see this and appreciate it. Jai Gurudev. Okay, thank you. Satyasundari didi, you wanted to share pastime?
Yes. My dear pranam to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, Didi, we can hear you clear.
Thank you. First of all, we are really how did he say, we are really very, very fortunate, for me especially, because Acharya Dev, what had happened with me last time, it was festival, it was Krishna Janmashtami, I think Krishna Janmashtami or Ram Navami. Yeah, Ram Navami. So Acharya Dev called me, and I was really kind of shaking. Why Acharya Maharaj is calling me? Because my form is just like, oh, Acharya Maharaj. I was really I was just like sweating and say, why he's calling me? Then say, Satyasundari, what are you doing? I say, Dana Pranam, how are you, Maharaj? What are you doing? I say, I'm cooking, Maharaj. Then he said, like, what you cooking? Then I said, today is Ram Navami. So I'm just making like a Raj Bhog for temple and at the same time making for home too. So how many preparation you making? So I think I make over 70. So many. Your Sri Ram eats so many. You know, like this. Then I said, then I was asking, how are you, Mara? Then he said, I'm very good, very tired. I'm collecting potato. Just collecting potato and rice. Yeah. So which is like he always called me whenever I just send my dakshina. I always call Sadhu Maharaj. Then I say like, oh, please let Maharaj know I already sent, like just to use it. Then Acharya Devi will call me. You say, I got your Lakshmi. I got your Lakshmi. Are you okay? Are you okay? All your family okay?
I got it.
Yeah. And he was just like kind of really like excited. Are you okay? How are you doing? And you know,
Energy.
Very energy. But this moment I have not got to his my Gurudev, his Govinda Maharaj, and it had happened when he came in Mauritius. So the time I was really like busy, always we were just like in the kitchen because we always have many guests, like more than 2,000, 1,500 guests visiting our temple, and I was always in the kitchen. Always cooking, like because we need to receive the guests and everything. We are, and even the temple was very close to my house, but it was, I wanted getting time to just like personal, how did he selection had a personal like experience, but I didn't have like a experience with him like personally, like serving him personally, because we have so many devotees, but we were always in the kitchen. And one day, like it was initiation day, and before, like 2 weeks before, Sija Prabhu always like he always give us tell us what he's going to do to be. Then he told me like, you know, you're going to take initiation. I said, okay, we already prepare our gift and clothes and everything. And that time was like really like a very hard time in Mauritius. It was really like a drought everywhere, and we were not getting like a water. Then we need to collect water and do cooking and everything. Then I say, okay, after my initiation, I will just go in the kitchen because we really need to cook like really heaps of prasadam. Then after that, I went in the kitchen. After my initiation, I went in the kitchen, and I was still cooking. Then I don't know. No one tell me like a second initiation is coming. Like as Gurudev is initiating like giving second initiation. And then I went in the kitchen, and Vinod Krishna Prabhu, he came. He was just kind of sweating. Didi, where you are? We're looking for you everywhere. Then I was saying, why? What happened? Because we closed the door of the kitchen when we were cooking. Then I said, Guru, you know, Guru Maharaj is looking for you. He said, looking for me? Why? What I did? They said, no, because he is waiting only for you, because he already gave initiation, second initiation for everyone, just waiting for you where you are. And I just like went in, and I have not experienced the moment, you know. I really like always I think, it was so fast, you know, because Gurudev was having prasadam like Rishabdev Prabhu. That time Paramhans Maharaj was Rishabdev Prabhu. So Rishabdev Prabhu, he already take out all the prasadam, and Maharaj is just going to sit to have his prasadam. And I enter the room. I say, I need to change my clothes, and so no, go like this. And I just with my apron, literally with my apron, like with masala everywhere, I just went inside, and very quick, it happened like very quick, and I got my second initiation. And then I realized, oh my God, what? That time my thought was only cooking. And he was so humble. And one incident, I really I always think of that incident. It was a centenary building inauguration. So I went there, and we were in the hall, and Govinda Maharaj, son-in-law came. His son-in-law came, and Govinda Maharaj just begged and word to him. Oh my God. It was really like a, daughter-in-law, like the son-in-law is like married his daughter. And the way he did, I was really so humble. Govinda Maharaj was very, very humble, very humble. He get up from his seat, and there everywhere there were so many devotees. He just get up from his seat and he did Dandavat Pranam and say like seat, like give him a seat, It was amazing. Yeah.
Like Gurudev, a lot of sweetness. Thank you, Didi. That was so beautiful. Thank you. Any of the other devotees would like to say anything before we continue with our cooking? Okay. I think we'll cross over now to Satyasundari didi.
So today, I know a little bit cooking, but I was thinking to just like show you like a jalebi, the recipe of jalebi. Jalebi is first, because we need the syrup, so we make 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of water. We just put it for boiling. And yeah, you can see. So we have plain flour. We take, I'm using only like small quantity, like 1/3. So 2 times, I'm using like 2 times. Or if not, like even if I take like a 2 cup, so you can use 2 cup. So like I'm using twice, like 1/3 of plain flour. The plain flour. And this is rice flour, powdered one. So you put half of that, half cup of rice flour. And you take the 2 cups of water. So first of all, we mix it together. We mix the flour and the rice flour together well. And we take like half of this half cup like yogurt. That's half cup. We mix it well. We mix it. Then we put 2 cups of water. we mix it well. But we do not put in a blender. It's better just like we do mix it. Then you can see like how the texture is.
Can I ask you to repeat what you've put in there? How many flour?
2 cups of water, 2 cups of flour, like plain flour. So half cup of rice flour and half cup of yogurt. Yeah. Then you put you see the texture. If the texture is like this, it's too thick. So then you need more water. The dough need to be like a pancake dough. It's little bit thicker than pancake one. Yeah. And then we keep some mixing. And if you want to do it instant, you need to add a little bit of baking powder or baking soda. But we are going to just leave it overnight. So you leave it overnight, maybe 12 hours or 24 hours, up to you. Yeah. So that in that case, we do not put the like a baking soda or baking powder or anything. Up to you if you want to add little bit color, food color or not. So we try to put little bit food color. Even put little bit in the water and the sugar which is boiling. We put little bit. We put it in here first. We put very little color, food color, and the syrup is boiled. We put little bit milk. We put little bit milk because sometimes the sugar got like some dust and all the stuff. So we put little bit sugar, milk, like one spoon, 1 or 2 spoons, and we let it boil for. Then when you see, then you can see that all the dust is all coming up all around. Because sugar always contains like some of the like a kind of dust. And this one, we just mix it. Keep on mixing. So now the dough is ready. If you want to do it like the same instant, so you add a little bit like a 1 spoon of baking powder, or half teaspoon of baking soda. So this one we are going to use it like tomorrow. So we cover it and leave it. Okay, you can leave it overnight. We just can clean it. I can't show you there. You see, like, you can see like some of the bubbles, like dirty things, white. Yeah. So it contains like all the dirt from the sugar. It will come. Then we add a little bit food color. Very little. Or if not, you can just put saffron. Yeah, you can put a little bit saffron. We just leave it to cool down. We put our oil in the pan. It's better to just put it in a large pan. This one, we will cover it and we'll keep it to rise up. It's better not rising up, but just ferment it. So we leave it to ferment. But I already did the butter. I already fermented it. So yeah, I'm going to use it again. If you have a ketchup bottle, you know, the ketchup one, or if not, like you can just have like the bag, you know, the sandwich bag.
Or like a piping bag or something, did he?
Yeah, piping bag or the same. You got a sandwich bag, so you just like feed it up to here, and you just cut a little bit, and you can just use it. Or if not, if you have the piping, the ketchup one, it's better.
Didi, can I ask one question?
Sorry?
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
It's just about the fermentation, or you say where you leave it overnight and you say, does it rise? Can you see that it's changed or that it's expanded, or is it just that
Yeah, you see? Can you see?
Yes, I can see. More sticky. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you know why? Some people just leave it to ferment, some not, because I like the taste. When you ferment it, it becomes like a little sour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you ferment it like this.
Yeah, thank you.
Then you fill it. You know, in this preparation is some people like a almond, no, any cardamom, or any rose water, you know. There you go. So
Praneshri, you have a question?
yes, Praneshri, Didi, please.
Yes, I want to know if it can be used without the fermentation process.
Yeah, if you're not fermenting, then you can put it, like I just told you, like 1 spoon of baking soda, a half teaspoon of baking,
Baking powder.
1 baking powder or half of baking soda.
And
So
and can it be used without the baking powder or the baking soda, just natural, without fermenting? It does. The texture changes.
Yes, it will be. It becomes, the taste will become like, you know, the pakora.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, the taste will be like pakora. Like it will be like, it will not become crunchy, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
It will be like a kind of, you know.
Perfect. Thank you.
The oil is ready. And this one preparation, we don't put like in cold oil. You always just like let it warm, you know. It's better like hot instead of cold. Yeah, it's still cold because it's already pressed. It's cold. And you can make it smaller or bigger, up to you, the size. I think everyone knows how the jalebi shape is. 4 of them. And we, now you can see how it looks like. I'm not a great artist to draw. Just like this. You can see like which I make like too close, it become like flat. If you turn flat, but if you make like the shape like really like a distance, and like this. This one is ready. We put it here in the sugar.
It's nice to see you, Prabhu is helping.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's good.
Because he told me like, oh, just give good things, good quality. I said, well, I don't know how to give them good quality. Whatever I know, I want to share it. That's it.
And then are you just frying until it's golden, like a goldeny color?
Oh, not really golden. What you see?
Yeah, it's just gone a bit,
Yeah.
different color.
Just let it to fry, like, you know, let it deep fry.
Did he also mentioning something about a rose water? I couldn't hear that clearly.
No, do not put rose water or cardamom powder or something like this.
Oh, you're saying not to do anything with that.
Not to do that. But when you fry, do not make it brown color, because when you put in the sugar, it turns like really like dark. You can see this, the oil was hot, like quite good. Then when you put it in there, it become really like give the shape. And it need to be like really crunchy, like, you know, like this. Yeah. We let it dry. When it dried up, then it become very crunchy, because of the rice flour make it really crunchy.
And Didi, how long do you keep it in the syrup?
Even you can just do the half fry and you keep it in the fridge.
No, but I mean, after you fry it, you put it in the syrup. For how long?
Just take it, not too long. Don't leave it there. Just put it and just make the dip it dip it in the syrup, then take it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Uma Didi knows better than me because this is my style to do that, you know.
Dandavat pranams, Uma Didi.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranam Didi.
You see, it's stay like the shape. Now it is not soggy, not is crunchy, it's soggy, but while it dry, it become really crunchy because the rice flour make it crunchy. There you go.
Yummy.
Wow, that looks good.
The second time the oil was quite hot. You see, get a shape.
Okay.
Didi, can I ask you something? If you make pakora, do you put some rice flour in it?
Yeah, sometimes you can put.
Because then it becomes more crunchy also with if you put the gram flour with some rice flour.
But like pakora we make, if you want to just keep the pakora, then you can put the rice flour. If you want to just use it like a same day and like a, not same day, like after 10-15 minutes, then it's better just if it can really like a soft.
Yes.
But if you want to leave it, just make the pakora and just put a little bit of rice flour and self-raising flour, then it becomes crunchy.
Okay, good. I will try that.
Yes. Thank you. Hope you will try it. I don't know what I know. I just sharing that, but yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We can
Didi.
post it, no worries.
Yeah, I know. Just send me your
Okay.
address, post it.
It's very nice. I thought it was much more complicated to make.
Me too. I
Yeah.
always thought like it's a complicated thing, but when
Yeah.
I tried, it's not complicated. Very quick and very easy. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare
Satyasundari didi.
Yes, Didi.
Satyasundari didi. Didi. It's Dina Tarini here. I joined late.
Pranam Didi. Yeah. So Dina Tarini Didi is here. She's a disciple of Sridhar Maharaj.
Dandavats Praneshwari
Dandavat
didi.
Didi.
Dandavat Didi.
I got here late because I got left the program late. I just wanted to ask. I just wanted to ask a question about the jalebis. When you're in India, I've seen the jalebis. They seem to let them sit in the sugar water for a long time.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
do you do that or not?
No. I did because my sugar water is hot. It's not cold.
Uh-huh.
If it's cold,
Okay.
then I think you need to just leave it like half an hour or something like this.
Okay, so if the sugar water is hot, then you only just dip it in for a little while, then take out.
Yes, then become juicy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Didi. So,
Thank you.
yeah, I just gave her our Zoom meeting, like all the details. And I told Didi, just please join us. And we'll be happy to get her. And she's a disciple of Sridhar Maharaj. And yeah, very advanced devotee. Yeah. Thanks for coming so much.
Dandavats,
Thank you.
Dina Tarini Devi Dasi, would you like to say a few
Tarini. Yeah.
say a few words in honor of our Srila Guru Maharaj, or Gurudev?
Oh, what you're putting me on the spot. What can I say? Oh, I don't know.
Just some words of inspiration for the devotees.
I think, considering the state of the world at present, we're all very lucky people. We're all very lucky to have a connection to Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj. We really are blessed. When I see what's going on in the world today, it scares me. And I praise the Lord that he guided me with the help of the devotees to Guru Maharaj, to his mott, and to be under the shelter of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. No, we couldn't ask for anything more than that. So that's really beautiful divine shelter. So that's all I can say for now.
Thank you so much, Didi. That was beautiful. Om Karna Das, Dandavats Prabhu. So Devika Devi Dasi from Hawaii. Dandavats Didi.
Dandavat Pranam Didi, Dandavat to the Buddhist present.
Okay, now we're going to have some kirtan. Srila Charity is singing Gurudev Kripa Bindu, Diya, so we can follow.
We're going to try and play the recording, but it's not too clear. So we'll have to turn up our volumes. I'll also try and share the song at the same time. See if I can do that. Just had some difficulties earlier trying to share the audio on Zoom. So we may take a few tries to get it right.
Someone's dog. It's fine.
It's Rocky.
Is it Rocky?
If the sound doesn't come up, then we'll have to sing the song.
Okay.
Let's give it a few more seconds and we can try. Okay.
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah.
Samana Kurate Nata Jata Jata. Dehanata Jata Jata. विचारे किछ नाही पाई
तमरा करुणा
होइले कन्हैया कन्हैया
कन्हैया
हरि
प्रणना राखियो या
दया करो
दया करो दया करो दया करो जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा
Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai. So what's happening is we're playing the audio through a speaker. So when we are singing, it's setting up that sound.
Yes.
So it's not like we sharing the audio the way we share the books or other visuals. So I think what we'll do is we'll have to maybe continue with the chanting. Let's say here,
sing the
the
song.
devotees can take turns to sing. Yes, let's do it that way.
Yes.
All right. Oh, hey, Vaishnava Thakur. See.
Uma Didi.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Namaste.
ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयरा सागर हृदय करुणा कोरे
हे वैष्णव ठाकुर
ओहे वैष्णव ठाकुर दयरा सागर हृदय करुणा कोरे
करुणा गौरी
दिया पद छाया सदये माया तुम्हारा चरण दोरी
तुम्हारा चरण दोरी
तुम्हारा चरण दोरी
तुम्हारा चरण दोरी
छाया वेग दोमी चय दोषा सोदी चय गुणा देहदासे
जय दोष
छाया सत्संगा दिए हमारे बसची संगे रहा से बसाची संगे रहसे एकाकी हमारा नहीं पाया बाल हरिनामा संकीर्तने
नहीं पाया बोल करुणाम संकीर्तन
तुम्ही कृपा कोरी श्रद्धाबिंदू दिया देह कृष्ण नाम दाने देह कृष्ण नाम दाने कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण दीते पर तुम्हारा सकोते हाचे अमित कंगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले दहिता पाची पाची अमिदाई तब पाची पाची कृष्ण दाना पबीरा से दैतव पाची पाची तुम्ही दिलो कृष्ण दीते पर कृष्ण तुम्हारा हृदय दाना तुम्ही दिलो दीते पार
कृष्ण तुम्हारी हृदय दान तुम्ही दिलियो दीते पारो
कृष्ण देवरा शक्ती दारा तुम्ही दिलो दीते पारो
कृष्ण देव शक्तिदारा दीते पारो
अमित कंगाल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले दहिता पाची पाची
कृष्ण से
कृष्ण कृष्ण बोली दैतव पचे पचे
वैष्णव ठाकुर दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर
वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव
दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर दयाळ वैष्णव ठाकुर
वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव
ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर
जय बसल भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय
जय
अक्रोध परमानंद नित्यानंद राय
आक्रोध परमानंद नित्यानंद राय
अक्रोध परमानंद नित्यानंद राय
आक्रोध परमानंद नित्यानंद राय
अभिमान शून्य नित्य नागरे बेदाय
अभिमान सूर्य नित्य नागरे बधाय
पद्मा पतित जीवे द्वरे द्वरे घिया
आदम पतित जीवे द्वरे द्वरे घिया
आदम पतित जीवे द्वरे द्वरे घिया
आदम पतित जीवे द्वरे द्वरे घिया
हरिनाम महामंत्र देना बिलाया
हरिनाम महामंत्र देना बिलाया
हरे देख के तारे को है दंते त्रिनाखोरी
जारे देखे तारे कहे दंत तृणधारी
हरे देख के तारे को है दंते त्रिनाखोरी
तारे देखे तारे कहे दंते तृणा कोरी
अमर के नियालो हो भज गौर हरि
हमारे के एक
बोली नित्यानंद भूमे गुरी जाय एक बोली नित्यानंद भूमे गुरी जाय कन्नर पर्वत जेना डोला ठेलोटाय एनो अवतारे जा रट्टी न जन्मीलो
अवतारे जगति न जन्मीलो
बोले से पापी एलो आर गेलो
लोचना बोले से
एनो अवतारे जा रट्टी न जन्मीलो बोले से पापी एलो आर गेलो दयानिताय 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 आनंद चंद्र की जय।
Satyasundari didi, your sound is off.
Is it?
You singing?
गाय गोरा मधुर स्वरे
मधुर स्वरे
गाय गोरा मधुर स्वरे
गाय गौरा मधुर स्वरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम हरे हरे
गृहे ताको वने ताको सदा हरि बोले ताको
हे ताको बने ताको सदा हरि बोले ताको
ताको वने ताको सदा हरि बोले ताको
हे ताको बने ताको सदा हरि बोले ताको
दुखे बोलो नको बदन हरि नाम करे
हरि नाम करो रे
दुखे बोलो नको बदन हरि नाम करे
दुखे बोला नको बदने हरि नाम करो रे
चले बधा होए अच्छा मीछे काजल होए
माया जाले
बद्धा होए अच्छे नीचे काज लोए
माया जले बधा होए अच्छो मीछे काजल होए
माया जल अच्छा मीठा काजल लोहे
को ओचे तना पे राधा माधव नाम बोलो रे
एको ना वो चेतन पाए राधा माधव नाम बोल रे
दीवाना हो हिला से साना भजिला विषि के सा
दीवाना हो
हिला से नाम भजले केशव
भक्ति विनोदा उपदेशा एक बार नाम रसे मथुरे
भगवती विनोद उपदेश
नाम रसे
नाम रस तरे
जीवन होला से साना भजिलो विषि के सा
भजिले ऋषि केश
भक्ति विनोद उपदेश बार नाम रसे मथुरे
भगवती विनोद उपदेश एक बार नाम रस करे
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Jai.
Praneshwari Didi, you'd like to sing?
Hare Krishna. Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hariharaya Yadavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Gopala Govindara Shri Madhusudan.
Gopala Govindaram Sri Madhusudana
Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohan
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra
Adhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha.
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha
Ichai Goshair Kori Charana Bandhan.
Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhana
Jaha Hoite Vignanash Avishta Purana.
Jaha Hoite Vignanas Avishta Purana
Echai Gosai Ramui Tandadas.
Echai Gosai Jara Muitaradas
Ansavada Pararenu Mora Panchagrasa.
Dasavara Pararenu Mura Panchagrasa
Chandera Charana Vivakasaneva.
Tadera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa
Janame Morai Avilash.
Janame Janame More Habilasa
Echai Goshai Jabe Braje Koila Basha.
Echai Gosai Jabe Raja Kaile Vasa
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakasha.
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakasa
Anande Bolo Hari Vaja Vrindavan.
Ananda Bolo Hari Vaja Vrindavana
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Jaman.
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pada Bhajai Amana
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Karyash Harinam Sankirtan Kohe Narotam Das.
Sri Guru Vaishnava Pade Padma Kariha Sri Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev.
Jaya Jaya Guru Dev,
Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya
Jaya
Gurudev.
Gurudev.
Nitya Guru Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Guru Hari Bol.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitya Guru Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Guru Hari Bol.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
जय परिकर श्री गुरु गौरंग गंधर्व गोविंद सुंदर जीव की जय।
Jai,
जय श्री श्री गुरु गौर नित्यानंद जीव की जय।
Jai,
जय ओम शिवा जगत गुरु श्री शील भक्ति निर्मला छाजय गोस्वामी महाराज की जय।
Jai,
जय ओम शिवा जगत गुरु श्री शील भक्ति सुंदर गोविंद देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय।
Jai,
जय ओम शिवा जगत गुरु श्री शील भक्ति रखक्षिधार देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय।
Jai,
श्री रूप अनुग गुरु वर्ग की जय।
Jai,
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नन्मचर्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय।
Jai,
राजा प्रशासन नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय।
Jai,
राजा प्रशाचमान महाप्रभु की जय।
Jai,
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपन श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय।
Jai,
जय श्री चैतन्य सरस्वती माता की जय।
Jai,
जय श्री गुरु पूर्णिमा की जय।
Jai,
मैंने पेरेंट्स देव शिला व्यासदेव की जय।
Jai,
जय श्रीला सनातन गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय।
Jai,
All the assembled devotees की जय।
Jai,
All the worldwide devotees की जय।
Jai,
श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय।
Jai.
जय गुरु प्रेमानंदे हरि
Hari
हरि।
Hari Bol.
कृष्ण किंकर प्रभु की जय,
Jai,
नंदिनी दीदी की
जय
जय,
गुरुदेव।
अनुप्रिया दीदी की जय,
Jai,
हरे कृष्ण।
all the दीदी की जय।
All the assembled devotees
All the
की जय।
devotees,
Jai.
all glories to all the devotees.
गुरुदेव जय
Ki
गुरुदेव।
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Kinkar Prabhu.
धन्यवाद प्रभु जी।
धन्यवाद. You
Nice
all
to
the
see you.
thanks.
Looking well प्रभु। Nice to see you. धन्यवाद।
Okay, there's a short video. Thank you everyone for attending today. And we hope to see you all next week. Take care and stay safe.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Obeisances to everyone.
Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna.
Dhanyavad.